Hello everyone. Thanks for being here. This is Jen with Jen's Den Art, and we are here for our new technique Wednesday. I go live every Wednesday, and if you are here following me, please say hello so that I can give you a shout out and tell you hi. Hi, Sandy and Carolyn and Pat and Sharon, and tell us where you coming from or where are you watching from. And let's talk about what we're going to be doing today, because I didn't give y'all any hints about what we're going to be doing today. So today, the new technique that I am learning in front of you is a glazing technique. Okay, so what I want to do, and I'll just kind of let you know again what this is all about. Every week I come live. I'm an acrylic artist, and I teach people how to paint using acrylics. But what we've been doing over the last, 12 weeks now, we have been learning a new acrylic technique that we can add to our paintings. And some of them are great, and some of them are not so great. The ones that are great, we are incorporating them into our monthly subscription tribe, and we're trying them out on different paintings. And so today, our new technique that we're trying is a glazing technique to add to your final paintings. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what I know. It's something new, so I'm just learning about it now, and I think it's super cool. So I'd like for you to follow along as I teach you a little bit about it. And we take some of my previous paintings. I have like a stack right here on the left of me of about 10 paintings that I think that this glazing would work well on paintings that I've already painted. So let me give a shout out to some of you. Hey, Kathy and Donna and Carolyn and Shirley and Renee. How are y'all? And Teresa and Ron. How are y'all doing? And Margaret and Ruth. So glad y'all are here. And I'm guessing it's Cindy because it says Facebook user. I don't know. I know Cindy has trouble making her name show up. So I'm so excited that y'all are here. Okay. Howdy, Jen, Denise, and Jackie. Okay, I'm just trying to catch up on my comments. I like to try to reach out to all of y'all. So, all right. So here's what I'm going to talk to you about. I'm going to change the view so that you can see my actual palette right here a little better. It would be nice if I knew. Yes, here it is. Okay, I think I've used this with y'all before. If you've painted with me before. If not, then it's okay. So this is what I'm using. It is Deco Art brand, Liquitex, whatever brand you can find. I don't have a link to the actual product that I'm using here. This is what I have on stock, okay? So this is called a glazing medium, okay? Some people use a glazing medium just to keep their paints a little more moist. But what we're going to do here today is we're going to use a glazing medium to add a little bit of almost like a glassy look to some of the areas of the painting. Now, we're not just going to use a glazing medium as a clear glaze. What we're going to do is we're going to mix it with paint colors, and we're going to add it to a final painting. So I have this painting that I think would work really well with the glazing medium. Hello, Miss Kristen and Karen from Utah, and Stacy, and good afternoon from Massachusetts. It is Monera. I hope I'm saying that right. Hey, Denise, thank you. You're so sweet. Hey, Lydia and Lisa. Y'all are so sweet. Okay, so here's one that I think my glazing medium will work super great on. Y'all, I painted this with my brother and his wife, Danita and Todd, about a week ago live. There's a free painting tutorial for this painting on my Facebook page if you missed it. I also have right here, you will see my painting palette. It's actually just a piece of glass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make like this center area. Now, I've never done this before. I'm doing this live with y'all, so I just want y'all to know. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out, and hopefully I'm not going to ruin my painting. But I have a pretty good confidence level that this is going to be super cute, and it's going to work out great. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some Glazing Medium on my palette. Let me make sure y'all can see it where it is. I don't need a lot. I'm going to be using, I think I'm going to use this one. I'm going to be using a flat brush that is really soft because I want the surface, I want my paint to like move really easy, okay? And the first thing I'm going to do is, well, after I put my Glazing Medium on there, I'm going to put some cadmium yellow medium on my tray as well. Now, let me talk to you about the types of paints that I'm using. This Glazing Medium works much better with non-opaque, I mean transparent or semi-transparent paints because it's already got kind of like that see-throughness to the paints. So what I did was I pulled, and I'm going to show you right here really quick so you can see what I did. I pulled a bunch of paints out, all different colors that I have in stock that I knew were semi-opaque or transparent. Now, how do I know that? Look, I'm showing you all the different paints. I'm not sure. No, this one's opaque. Well, I'm going to show you what opaque looks like and what semi-opaque looks like and what transparent looks like. So let's talk about this, okay? Now, you can use craft paints. You can use things like this. Your craft paints are already transparent. All craft paints are very transparent. You don't have to worry about trying to decide if they're transparent or not. So if you use the higher level paints in acrylics, these are all acrylic paints. They're different brands. These are mainly the brands that I purchase. And I want to show you something. On most of these brands, you don't have this on craft paints. You don't have it on your little bottles like this. Most of your higher level paints will have a little box, and that box is either solid black, solid white, or half black and white, okay? So if the box is solid black, like you see this one right here, the opaqueness, if it's solid black, then that means it's an opaque paint. What does it mean to be an opaque paint? That means that if I take my finger I'm just showing you what it looks like, okay? If I take my finger, let me make this my big screen really quick. And I just kind of push the paint on my glass. You see how you cannot see the glass through the paint? It's just like a solid surface, and it actually fills in the entire, I know it's kind of blurry. I'm trying to make it, okay. So it actually fills in the entire area, and you cannot see through the paint. That's opaque. Okay, let me show you. This one here is semi-transparent. Can y'all see that? Because it's got the little, it's like half and half, the half and half box. Yes, Shirley, I know. I learned this over the last year myself. So, all right. So here's a paint that's semi-transparent. Now, I want you to notice when I put it on my glass, you see how you can kind of see through it a little bit? You see how it's kind of, you can actually mix it up to where you can see through the glass a little bit. So that's a semi-transparent paint. And then I'm going to see if I have, most of my paints are semi. Let me see if I have a completely transparent. This one doesn't even say what it is. So let's see. This one is, okay, this one is completely transparent. The little square here is solid white. So this one is transparent. This is a sap green. So let me show you what it's going to look like when you use this paint. Okay, I'm going to put just a little bit on my finger. And look what it does. When you streak it, you can actually see through it. I feel like this is really blurry, and I'm really sorry about that. Maybe I can move it over here. Let me move it over here so y'all can see better. Okay, so there's 3 different types of paints. There you go. You can see them right there. There is an opaque. It's going to cover. You're not going to be able to see anything underneath that color that you put down. There is a semi-transparent, which you can kind of see a little bit through it. And then there's a transparent where you can see through it pretty well, okay? So in order to use this glazing technique, you're going to want to use a semi-transparent or a transparent paint. All right, so here's another one that's transparent. I put the yellow on my palette because it is semi-transparent. You see I have the little half and half little box there. And I'm going to move all of these paints out of my way. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do on our painting. And I'm excited about it because I've never done this before, but I want to try it out. And I think it's going to add a lot of pop to the painting. Okay, so the first thing I did was I wet my paintbrush. Okay, always wet your paintbrush with water first. It actually makes the paintbrush last longer if you start with your acrylics and you wet it in water. Okay, the second thing I'm doing is I'm grabbing just the medium, just the glaze medium. And I'm going to come over my painting. And I'm going to add this glaze medium where I know I want my painting to have some glaze. So this is an old technique that goes back to oil paintings. But now it's being used a lot in acrylics as well. So right now, all I have is the glaze medium in it. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add just a little bit of the yellow, and I'm going to mix it with the glaze. Just a little bit more. And I'm making like a really, really transparent yellow. All right. And the one I'm using is a gloss glaze, so it's going to dry kind of shiny, which is going to have a great effect. I hope it does. I think it will. Okay, so I'm going to take this paint and I'm going to just glaze it over. Now you can already see how it's adding like another pop of yellow to the entire painting, but it's like super, super transparent. Can y'all see that? I'm going to come over here just a little bit as well. Don't be afraid. Look how pretty that. Now it's a subtle difference, but it is a difference. Okay, it's a subtle difference, but there is a difference. All right. Hey, Holly, thanks for coming on. Hey, Diana. Yes, we are all learning something new. Isn't it fun? So now I'm going to use this one as transparent. It is a Quinacridone Crimson. So it's a red. I'm going to put just a little bit of red. You don't need much at all. I probably put way too much of the yellow. I cleaned my paintbrush off. There's nothing on it right now. I'm going back into just the medium. Just the medium. And I'm going to come over here to these corners. And I'm going to add the medium. I don't want to get it on the fish, but I'm just going to kind of working around all of this. And put just the medium down. And then watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to now grab, I need a little bit more medium on my palette. Okay, I'm going to grab just a little bit of red. And then I'm going to go back into my glaze. So this is basically called glazing. There's a lot of artists out there that glaze their paintings. And this is called glazing. You can even add glaze, maybe just like on specific flowers in a painting. I have a feeling I have a little bit too much, so I'm going to calm it down just a little bit. And I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to add glaze. Can y'all see it? All the way around the edges. And don't forget it on the fish. Let's go a little bit more. And do the same thing on this side. And watch how it's going to pull in. See that? It's kind of like a pink, and when it's going over these blues, I'm kind of trying to make it like almost like a vintage feel, you know, like it's kind of surrounded by a little bit of this. So when I put this, it's kind of like a pink over this blue. It kind of makes like a purple tint on the edges. See that? Now I'm going to show y'all something. I hope y'all can see it because it's not a big change in your painting, but it is something that you can definitely add to your paintings. All right, I have another one that I painted like this. Let me find it. I think I brought it in here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so that is the after of the glazing. You can just see a little faint area on the sides because I used red, and you can kind of see like it's a little more purple on the edges, and it's a little bit more yellow and vibrant in the middle. This is before the glazing. Okay, this is one of the paintings that I did. They're the same exact paintings, just one of them, I painted them 2 different times, that's all. So you have this painting here. This one's a little bit darker. And then you have this painting here. Okay, so I like the glazing. It looks really good. I really like it. Like I said, it's a subtle difference, but it is a technique that a lot of painters use. And I think I'm going to start using it, especially on paintings that you have that, like, for example, let me find another one. Okay, here's one. Let's do this one. So here's a painting that we did in our tribe. I don't know, like a month ago or so, we painted this in our tribe. And so there's areas on the painting that are like really, really glowy. And so what a great way to kind of like highlight those areas. So I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to glaze this one as well. And let's see how that's going to work. So I'm going to take some of this glaze and I'm going to put it, I want to highlight the yellow in the background. So I'm going to put it on here. So this glazing technique works really well for like sunsets and things like this, where we painted a cross with like the light. It's actually supposed to be a stained glass window, and the light's coming through the stained glass window. I found my voice, Miss Glenda. I found it. I was digging in all of my makeup under my vanity, and I was like, look what I found. All right, now I'm going to add some yellow, and I'm going to go back in the glaze. So I'm making it like super, super transparent. And then I'm going to come back. And it's even okay if I put some on the cross, because it's so transparent that it's not going to make a huge difference, but it is going to make a difference. Look how pretty that is. And if you don't want, let me get my paper towels, if I can find what I did with them. Yeah. If you don't want, you see how I covered up some of that white? I'm going to take my paper towel. I always have a roll of paper towels around. And I'm going to kind of take some of that off so that the white still shows in the middle. All right. I like it. And then I'm going to go with just a little bit further out. Can y'all see it? Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with the red, just like I did before. So get my medium. I'm just going to do the top so y'all can see. It's kind of purple up here. I do have a transparent purple we could use. Let's use the transparent purple instead of the transparent red. So first thing I do is I'm putting just the glaze. Okay, and then I have a prism violet that is transparent. So I'm going to add just a tip of that color. It's a really, really dark violet. I'm going to dip into that and in my medium. And I come back over. It's really hard to see on the video, but it's super easy to see with naked eye. Okay? You can see how it's kind of glossy. It's creating a glossy effect. And it makes it pop a little bit. So I like this technique. What do y'all think? Are you going to try it on some of your paintings that you have? Facebook user, does this glaze also help seal the painting? I would definitely think so. Wouldn't y'all think? Because it gives it a little bit of a, it definitely makes the painting pop a lot more, and it gives it a layer of protection. So I don't really know the answer to that, but I don't think that it wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's super, super pretty. I love this painting. So before, the painting was just like matte. I used acrylic paints. I did not seal it with anything, and the painting was just a matte surface. But now it's got this color. Let me see if I can let y'all see it even better by holding it up this way. See, it's got a little bit of shine to it. How pretty is that? So, do you think that this is something that you would actually do in your paintings? Miss Glenda, I'm never caught up either, so don't feel bad. I'm always treading water trying to keep up with everything we're doing, but it's fun. home Louisville bags is going green. We'll put our vet to put our Yorkie to sleep. I'm so sorry, Miss Glenda. We will add you to our prayers. I'm so sorry. Is glazing or is the glazing medium another term for liquid clear? Or is that I don't know. I wonder if the liquid clear, I bet you it's very similar. I bet you it's very similar. If he calls it liquid clear, Bob Ross used it. I bet you it's glazing medium. We all love Bob Ross. So, yes, I hope you learned something new. I'm trying to catch up on the comments. No, Annette, I did not paint that with neon paints. It was just my basic acrylic paint, but I used a lot of mixing. Like I mixed the yellow with the white, and I just kind of made it pop a little bit more. Just got back from Hobby Lobby. What'd you buy, Elizabeth? Hey, Lynn. Oh, am I echoing? I am so sorry. You know why I'm echoing? I will turn these two mics off. And now I bet you that's better. Okay. So I'm going to do one more because I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to do this one because actually I'm going to do two more. Where's that other one I had? I want to use some blue. I love blue. Here we go. Let's do some blue. Let's do this one right here. So I am going to use my medium. Let me make sure my brush is cleaned off. And I'm going to grab, I do not have a blue transparent paint. I do have this that is phthalo green. So I'm going to put a little bit of this phthalo green. And then I also have a ocean green that I'm going to use as well. And we're going to play with this one and one other one. Did y'all see this palm tree? We're going to play with this one as well. I've been having this one forever, and I think it needs a little bit of fun. So if you have not seen, I'm having a live Facebook sale on August 1st because I have no more room in my extra bedroom to hang paintings. It is completely full, and I need to start getting rid of some of them. So we're going to have a super big live Facebook sale, and some of these paintings that you're looking at now are going to be on that sale. So just FYI. Okay, so this is that phthalo green. I am going to add that phthalo green as a glaze over this ocean. So this is one of our new Technique Wednesday paintings that we did a couple of weeks ago where we used texture, which by the way, using texture, we're going to be using texture tonight, or we've already prepped our canvas for the texture of our pop-up paint party. We're having our Barnyard Bliss. Did y'all see the bingo card I added to the Barnyard Bliss? Look how pretty that is. Can y'all see it? See the glaze? It made it shiny. Oh, I like that. That looks really good. So yeah, we start our Barnyard Bliss tonight. And I added a fun technique or game to the pop-up paint party. We're going to be playing bingo during the week. You have a bingo card ready to play. So the bingo card is basically you have to fill in boxes by accomplishing certain tasks during the pop-up paint party, which is a 3-day party. So it's going to be super fun. All right, so there's my glaze on my beach. I love it. All right, I would also consider doing something like this. So being a little bit different. Here's another new technique Wednesday that we did. It has a lot of texture on it. You can see the texture, but you can also see that it's kind of matte. Okay, the finish is really, it's not shiny at all. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to use the Glaze Medium one more time, but I'm not going to just glaze over the whole thing. I'm just going to glaze some of the flowers. So I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to go back and just touch on these flowers here. Now I did not put any paint yet, any color yet on these. Okay, then I'm going to come back and grab some of the red. And you know what? I'm wondering, here's something else that we could try. Instead of using the same exact color that's on the flowers, if you want the flowers to have a little bit of different color, like maybe you want them to be a little bit more orangey. Look, these are coming out more pink. Maybe you want them to be a little bit more orangey, so you might want to use the yellow with your glaze. So let's try that. So I noticed this added a bunch of pink to my flowers. I'm going to use the yellow and I'm going to add some glaze. Let's mix the yellow and the red together. Okay, so this is when I start having fun and I try things that might be a little bit different. So I'm going to use the yellow and the red together with a little bit of this glaze. And let's see what happens there. I think I left, oh, look at that. So the real color still shows through, but I don't know if you can tell. See how I kind of changed some of the colors of the flowers? They're not as red as they used to be. How much fun is that? Look at this one. This one's almost yellowy, orangey over here. Okay, so this is a lot of fun. That's because probably I have a lot of yellow. Isn't that pretty? And then you could come down here. Look what that does. Now that's pretty. See that? I added just a little bit of that red down here. I like that a lot. So isn't that neat how you can kind of change your colors to your painting? Okay, I just learned a lot. I hope y'all did too, because that was super fun. One more thing I'm going to do, because now I'm getting a little more comfortable with the paints. I'm going to do one more thing just so you can see what's happening. I'm going to go around the edges of this one, and I'm going to add some glaze. So right now, it's just blue. But notice that I have some yellow on my paintbrush with the glaze. So look how I just added a little bit of color. It's just using, like I'm using like a major transparent paint is what it's allowing me to do. So look how pretty that is. It kind of adds a totally different look. That's a little bit too much. So I'm going to take my paper towel and just try to pass it over. I'm not sure what this is. I'll have to paint over that. Now, Let me do the bottom. So I added just a touch of that gold or that yellow onto the sides as well. Okay, so I really like it. So you can see those a little bit of yellow in there. All right, guys, that is my new technique Wednesday. It is a glaze. It is adding glaze to your paintings. And I really like this method a lot. So I'm sure for those of you who are in the tribe, you will probably see me use this on some of our paintings once we're done with them, because I really like it. Hey, Holly from Alabama. Good, Kristen, I'm so glad you like it. This is awesome. Can't wait to give it a try. Great, Jenny. I'm so glad. I really like it too. It's probably one of my favorites that we've done so far. So last thing I want to say is remember our Barnyard Bliss pop-up paint party starts tonight at 6 p.m. Central. In the comments somewhere up there, you can find the link all the way in the description. You can find the link. It's $20 if you are a non-tribe sister or a mini tribe or a non-mini triber. It's $20 to join. It's a one-time fee. We're going to be painting for 3 days. We're going to be painting this on a 24 by 36, but you can paint it any size. We're going to be working on, we're also going to show you how to frame it if you want to frame it afterwards. If you are a mini triber, which is one painting a month with me in a private Facebook group, you get in for 50% off. So you get in for $10. And if you are a tribe painting sister, you get in for free. So make sure you find the free Facebook group or the Facebook group and you get in for free. You'll automatically be accepted in it. So anytime we have any pop-up paint parties like this or anything, all of our tribe members get in free. And I am so excited to start. We have over 200 of us in there already. So it's going to be super fun. And I hope to see you again soon. And I will be back again for New Technique Wednesday. Actually, I'm going to be back before next Wednesday because our tribe opens on July 9th. When is July 9th? What day of the week is that? Friday. So our tribe is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will be taking in new members into our tribe to welcome you into our tribe. So I'm going to be going live over the next few days. You'll probably see me pretty often. So, all right, guys, y'all have a great night, and I'll see you all soon. This is Jen signing out.